Hey everybody, I'm Tyler Jacobs. Last night was Lineage. Let's fucking do this. This show started off with a backstage segment where there was a rather weird samurai in blue and white armor who is supposedly there to guard and protect the roster. Assumably, it's from the council and their most recent attacks on people and just jumping people and beating the shit out of people because that's what good guys do. Um, but nobody knows who he is. No one knows who's paid for him to be there. I have my theories on who he is based on the color of his armor, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to ruin the surprise if I'm right. You know, if you want to know who I think it is, then message me at Tyler Jacobs IWF on Twitter. But the first match we came to was the six-man battle royale, where I was actually forced to eat my words from the preview show because I said that I didn't think that either Gilmore or John Tolley would pick up any points for the heir to the throne from this, and boy was I wrong. Admittedly, one of the two guys I thought would win did win. Mason St. Croix won, and congratulations to Mason. He picks up a hefty chunk of points going forward in the heir to the throne. James Gilmore, the epic douchebag that he is, was the runner-up, and John Tolley came third. So they all three of them pick up points, but obviously Mason gets the most and goes forward. So congratulations, Mason. Well done, and good luck in the heir to the throne. The match that followed that was the triple threat number one contender for the Shield Maiden. Going into this, Kate Steele and Fiona McFly had a bit of a falling out, a disagreement. They basically don't like each other, and it all has something to do with music. And it really showed in the match. The two went after each other so hard. Poor Lizzie Dalman was almost an afterthought. She was just there. She didn't really contribute too much to the match, and I feel sorry for her. I feel like she shouldn't have been in that match. Not that she didn't deserve to be in that match, just that in that scenario, the only way she was ever going to win was going to be picking up the pieces of something that happened between Fiona and Kate Steele. But Fiona almost had the match won. She locked in the Kimball lock on Lizzie Dalman, but it was Kate that broke it up, threw Fiona out of the ring, and then locked in the Siren Song triangle choke on Lizzie Dalman, who tapped. And now your number one contender for the Shield Maiden Championship is Kate Steele. She's climbing back up. Well done, Kate. Kudos. The match that followed that was, in my opinion, the out and out match of the night. It was Jason Matthews versus Ulf Hednir for the Invictus Championship. These two started off in the ring, and it was a really good match. I'm really, really glad and really happy that we got to have the match that we did, that the council didn't get involved, that no one got involved, and most of all that Bob Pooler called the match straight down the middle. The two ended up out into the arena in the crowd, and we had such ridiculous. I mean, we had Jason shouting at the guy, "Give me a Pepsi," and I'm like, "Oh no, we don't sell Pepsi here. We only sell Coke." And everyone's like, "Wait, what? Coke?" But then Ulf finds a fucking sword and a shield. Like, okay, yeah, give a Viking a fucking sword. Like, you stand any chance against that. And obviously Jason, being Jason's like, whoa, that's just not cool. You can't use a goddamn sword. That's like, Ulf is confused. He's like, but it's a no disqualification match. Yeah, there's a difference between no disqualification and like maiming and murdering someone. And thankfully enough, the officials were like, no, okay, the sword is too much. But he was allowed to use the shield, and the match continued. It was such a fantastic match. Both guys put on a tremendous showing, and I swear after this they are both well on the map. Like, I mean, Jason's been building himself up for a while, but Off really put himself on the map. And Jason managed to retain his championship, and he's still the Invictus Championship. He's still the Invictus Champion. He's not a championship. That's stupid. But kudos to Off, and who knows, maybe there'll be a rematch at some point. The match that came after that was the Man of Steel match between Ryan Shane and Zazu for Akihiro Nakamura, as he may be going by now. We're not too sure. But the two started off with very hard hitting. It was what you'd expect from a Man of Steel match. Zazu came out on fire at the beginning. He got some very hard hitting offense in. He got some near counts down on Ryan Shane. He got a 5, and then a 7, and then an 8. And then Shane managed to get back into the match with a big counter, and he got Zazu down for an 8 count. But then Laura fucking Howlett shows up. And when Zazu distracted, Ryan Shane targeted his knee in an almost callback to his match with Nighthawk, when Nighthawk injured his knee by accident. Ryan Shane specifically went after Zazu's knee for the rest of the match. Every chance he could get, he went for the knee. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was trying to cripple the guy just to make sure he won. And eventually, despite Zazu fighting back as valiantly as he could, despite him trying to get back into the match, the bad knee just wasn't going to let him do it. And Ryan Shane wins with a knee submission. But then the most shocking thing of all, Laura Howlett gets into the ring, and the two shake hands. And everyone's like, oh man, not her, not again. But then they pull each other in and they fucking kiss in the middle of the ring. Ryan Shane and Laura Howlett, who'd have thought that? Because, not me, Jesus Christ. These two together, that's the scary thought, because Laura is manipulative, he's powerful, and Shane is devious, and he is dastardly in that ring. As we've seen, he can break people with skill, not necessarily brute force. But Ryan Shane retains. He's still the Man of Steel champion, so congratulations to Ryan Shane. The match that came after that was what we believe to be the blow-off match between Alexis Caffrey and Paige Garcia in a steel cage. The two went at it so much. It actually felt like this is the end of their story. This is going to be the final chapter. They threw everything they had at each other. They used the cage so much, and it got to that point where you just genuinely didn't know who was going to win. But Alexis managed to hit Paige with her kiss goodnight off the top rope, and then with her beaten and battered body just crawl through the door for the victory. But it was such a hard fought match that Mike Laszlo had to come down just to hold her up. And with her on the ramp and Paige beaten in the ring, just glaring at her, Alexis just laughing. She finally got her revenge. Alexis wins. Is this it? Is this the end? Or are we going to see this continue even more? Me personally, I'd like to see it be the end and the two move on to different things now. But who knows? The following match was the Shield Maiden match between Shea O'Hara and Astrid Hall. This match had been built up by both competitors as a true clash of styles, a true clash of friends, and it showed that in the match. They had such respect for each other. There was no nefarious tactics, no dirty anything. It was just a straight up match. Astrid displayed her power and her strength, and she tried just to use what Nighthawk's been teaching her. Shay used her speed and her combos, and it took a lot to get Astrid down, and eventually when she did, she hit her with a St. Patrick's Day parade, but that wasn't enough. She got back up onto the top rope and hit her with another one just to make sure she got that victory. Shea O'Hara retains the Shield Maiden Championship again in a brilliantly fought match against Astrid Hall. What is next for both deal at some point. But where does Astrid Hall fit into this? Is she done for the Shield Maiden at the moment? Will she earn herself another shot? Who knows? The match after that saw Helena Sawyer go up against Kathleen Conway. And as before I mentioned, this match, as far as I could tell, was more about points than anything. And even though it was a pretty decent match, it didn't really do much just to put anybody on the map or anything. But Helena really showed that she's come a long way since coming back, and she managed to pick up a victory over the Queen of Diamonds. Congratulations, enjoy those hair rest to the throwing points, and we'll see what's next for both you ladies. Then, of course, speaking of Diamonds, once again, we came to the Diamonds Championship 3-way, where we have Ryan McDonough, Sarah Garcia, and the champion Pandora Freeman. What a match. Seriously, what a match. Rowan literally throwing her weight around, just destroying people left, right, and centre, trying to do what she did before with Shea O'Hara, trying to corrupt Pandora, trying to make her be more like her. But Pan, being Pan, is just like, no, if I'm going to win, I'm going to do this my way. And she is such a beacon of hope that her against Rowan, it's almost something you'd expect to see in a movie, like the good versus evil. Sarah was not just there to make up the numbers. She almost picked up the victory herself. But unfortunately, it was Rowan McDonough who picked up the victory and is the new Diamonds champion after hitting the Storm of Morrigan on Pandora. And once the bell rang, she stood there holding Pandora up by her hair with one hand and the championship up by another. And that is a scary sight, ladies and gentlemen. Rowan McDonough is your new Diamonds champion. Who could possibly stop her? After that, we came to arguably one of the most anticipated matches in the last year of IWF, the 6-man no disqualification tag match between the Council and the Mount Rushmore of IWF. The Council got in there early, they dominated the match, they especially dominated Spike Kane, they kind of neutered Spike Kane, they stopped him from being able to get any offense in the match. As far as I can tell, he hit 2 moves in the entire match. And then, just as it looked like the Council were going to destroy Spike, Mike Laszlo and Kane got back into the ring and made the save. And they just started to just get back into the match. They fought back. They were starting to get a level heading in the match. But out of nowhere, Roberto fucking Verona hits the Resquiat and Pache on Cable Arcane. And, like, what the fuck? What did you do that for? What the fuck? I mean, these 3 dudes are fighting the Council because you wanted them to, because you asked them to. But underneath it all, you're just such a pet. No, I don't want to get fired. Roberto hits Cable with his finishing move, and the Council pick up the victory. I don't see the logic in it. I don't understand what Roberto's path is, why he would feed the 3 wrestlers who have pretty much carried his company over the last year or so to the Council, especially Cable Arcane. I guess he still holds a grudge, I guess. I don't know what, but after the match, Spike helped Laszlo up, and it looked like for all the world to see, the 2 had finally buried the hatchet, and who knows what could have happened going forward. But then Spike turns around and hits Laszlo with the Thunderstruck. The Mount Rushmore have officially imploded. Why did Spike do that? I have absolutely no idea. What's Laszlo going to do? How is he going to react? My instinct is he's going to want to beat the shit out of Spike, like he did after Spike put him through a table. But with that happening and Cable possibly wanting revenge on Verona, what does that mean for the Council? There's no one now that seems to be standing against them. They are the dominant force in IWF. That is a scary, scary thought. And yeah, I've read the rumours about certain Jason Sandman who wants to beat my ass. Well, I'm sorry, Sandy, but if you can't handle some criticism from someone who's not even a wrestler, then what does that say about you? You want to fight me? Fight me, man. God damn it. I'm not scared of you. I thought it was here. Whew. Anyway, I'm not a wrestler, okay? That brings us to the main event of the night, the Imperial Championship rematch between Jake the Ace Conway and Andrew Jacobson. This week, the Ace has spent a lot of time trying to convince us that he never had anything to do with Solitaire asking for his match. Whereas it's believable what he said, and we all know that, you know, kids are very hard to dissuade from something that they want, especially at that young age. It's hard to believe. It really is, because we know the Ace's history, we know what he can do, but we give him the benefit of the doubt. He had his match, he held his hands up. It was Solly who asked for the rematch, and Andrew Jacobson was good enough to give him the match. And that's where we get into it. God damn, what a match! This was by far so much better than last month's match. It blasted that out of the water. If it wasn't for Ulf versus Jason, this would be match of the night. I mean that. The two knew each other so well. There were so many near falls. Andrews took the Ace to his own personal suplex city. The Ace hit the famous for a near fall, and then just when it looked like Jake had the match won, there was a 3 count. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, the Ace is the champion!" Woo! But then the ref like, "No, Andrew's foot was on the ropes," and it's just like, oh, this match had everything you could think about it. The Ace paid tribute to his trainer, Spike Kane, by locking in his own version of the Anaconda Vice, but it wasn't enough, just not enough, and Andrew got out of it and got in his own Hangman's Clutch, which is a nod to his trainer, Nighthawk, and the Ace couldn't take it any longer, and he tapped, and your Imperial Champion is still Andrew Jacobson, in such a more definitive way than it was before. Andrew Jacobson comes out of this match looking like a legit champion. The Ace comes out of this match looking like a legit challenger. It did everything that it was meant to do. The fans were entertained. People bought into the match. They bought into the characters. They bought into everything. And now, Andrew is still your champ as we head full on into the Heir to the Throne. Who's next? I don't know! But, goddamn, what a pay-per-view. What a pay-per-view. It's been an absolute pleasure to preview and review this show for you guys. I've been informed that the Ace has asked for some personal time post-sacrifice this week for an interview, for a sit-down interview. I'm going to do that. I'm going to grant that wish. I'm going to spend time with Mr. Conway and get some of his thoughts based on how the match went, on how people view his interactions with his daughter, about how she got him the championship match. But until then, that's it from me. I'll see you on After Sacrifice, and who knows when I'll see you next. But at the very least, it'll be for Legacy. I mean Legacy this time. Toodles.